Chill.
I had 25 at my place.
Okay, we can call the meeting to order, we stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Review and approve the minutes of April 2024.
We're gonna approve the agenda first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I keep skipping over.
That's all right.
Approve the agenda, approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Support.
I would just say I'll probably have some questions, especially under old business. I guess
Okay.
maybe at least one under new.
Okay. Did we get a second on that? Yep. Then move approve to, or move and second to approve the agenda. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Now, review and approve the minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes as written.
Support.
Any discussion? If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Review and approve bills, accounts payable dated April 18th, regular $395,763.17, and EFTs at $336.22 for a total of $396,099.39.
I move that we pay the accounts payable dated for April 18th of the amount of $396.99.39.
Support.
Any discussion?
They just give me a little bit to look them over here. So I guess a question I would have for Bob is, and I see several bills here for salt, are we at the, have we taken our 80% or, do you know?
I think we have got it all now.
Okay. And we're probably close
That
to
just fell
full.
on all the barns.
And we're close to full.
Yes.
And hopefully we won't need it.
Hopefully not this year.
Did we start this season with our barns full?
Yes.
Everything is full.
So basically, we started full, we used what we needed, and we had to take some extra to get to our 80%. So really, we only used 80% of what we projected.
Right.
And we're back to full. Like,
Right.
Good way to start them.
it is.
Where are we on limestone hauling? See, we got several,
We still got quite a bit more to go, but we got enough to do what we need to do right now.
got enough to get started. I'm ready. Anytime.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Way up to here somewhere. Should be one more page. You got it.
So there's 2 pages?
Yeah,
Yes.
it should be EFT.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Sorry about that, Mike.
There we go.
Last one.
payroll on the agenda, the date is actually is April 25th, not March 28th. I don't think that didn't get updated from last agenda,
April 25th.
25th. I
Today's
said
date.
28th. Yeah, I'll have her update that.
They go fast enough as it is.
I know.
Okay. Approval of payroll dated April 25th for $119,246.27.
Go ahead.
I move we approve the payroll.
Support.
So moved that we approve the payroll. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Everybody just paid. Treasurer's report.
Beginning cash and investment balance is $3,764,625.19. Total receipts are $63,866.84. Total on bills and payroll are $515,345.66. Bonds and escrow is $10,250. CD reserve for two trucks is $637,452.86. Ending available fund balance is $2,665,443.51. And outstanding accounts payable is $7,239.53.
Any questions? If not, stand as presented. Thank you. Public comment? Nothing? Well,
I can, we'll go ahead. Oh, Kathy, I think there's a Moscow Township meeting the other day, they were complaining about the stones, the rocks, did you happen to see those?
I was told, okay, he was complaining about the rocks, but he said it was because of grading. We haven't graded yet this year. So if there's any rocks out there, it's not because of the grading.
Okay, well, I was driving around the county, just
Okay,
looking around, I went down Moscow Road yesterday, I think it was. And there's a boatload of rocks, I mean, the size of my fist laying right on top of
on
the ground.
Moscow Road? No, that's
Or not,
Page Road.
I'm sorry, Mosherville Road.
Mosherville Road.
Yeah, between, I think it's just east of Millens Road maybe, is about where it started.
East of Mills.
It went on for about a half a mile and took up the whole southern lane. Rocks size of my fist, there's 1,000 of them out there.
Okay.
And it'll damage your tires if you go over them.
Okay.
So I got some pictures of them I can show you.
Good. Again, after that conversation at the meeting, my understanding was that these rocks happened last summer. Because again, they talked about because of the grading. And so I said, and I did ask him about it, so this didn't happen currently. He goes, no, it was last summer.
It is excessive. I
So,
was thinking about it, if a guy went through there with a York rake that had tires on it and hold it about half inch above, and just, you can put them all in a pile in the front bucket, scoop them up, and, I mean, there's thousands of them probably.
Are they like coming out of like a gravel train that's like dumped them, or?
I don't know, they're on top, most of them are about the size of my fist.
wow, I don't think that'd come out of our road.
Yeah, that
I don't know,
doesn't sound
there's
like
a-
something that would.
Bunch of them there, I
Sounds
can
like-
show you some pictures.
sounds like someone-
Sure, when we're done, if you're
Yeah.
sticking around, I'll look at pictures.
Yeah, okay.
That shouldn't be anything that we spread.
It shouldn't be.
I don't
and
know,
it should
but
have
they're-
been something that in scraping the roads, that should have brought up.
Yeah, at least mixed it in or kicked it off to the side.
So-
One of the
So my other question would be is, the stone pit, gravel pit, they've done some work. That wouldn't be from them, that's too far away from them, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, I know they did some work right there where all they put the tube in, but that's between
It kind of went
Bivens
away
and Round Lake.
towards Bivens, is it Bivens Road there? That mile long road, it kind of fizzled out by the time I hit that.
Right. So are the farmers, working on stone, hedges, the?
No, the shoulders look pretty clean. I mean, there was that berm that, you know, the grass is that high at the end of the
Right.
shoulder, and I couldn't really tell if it came out of that, if they scraped that, and pulled them out of that, I don't know, but there is a.
I'll go take a look.
Okay,
But they're mostly on the south side,
great, well, thanks for bringing that to our attention, thank you.
and you're welcome.
Doug,
Yes, County Budget Committee had a meeting yesterday with, two parks trustees, and there was discussion on, road overlay in Lewis Emery Park. A couple of questions did come up, and I think they'll be brought up in today's meeting. I was told. I hope. Correct?
Yes,
The gravel on the side.
right, I've already asked that question, so yeah,
Okay.
alright. So I don't know if that's actually gonna be brought up this meeting, but there's an answer to that.
Okay, thank you.
And then other than that, it was more of a parks question versus a road commission question. Are you talking about the signs?
No, not at all,
What's
but
the
gravel.
Oh, well, that's one question, you said two.
Yeah. That's the big question.
Okay, alright, I've already asked that question, so we have an answer.
Thank you.
Yep.
anybody else? No? Alrighty. Manager's comments.
I don't have anything for today.
Oh, thank you, let's move on.
All right, let's see here. Got a few things.
No comments, no paycheck.
Yeah,
Pretty much. I'm just gonna go down through the list, that's gonna kinda hop, skip around a little bit, but, I've had Heather working on a few things, and one of them is, we submitted for that's called the local road safety grant. So basically, this is the same type of thing that we're gonna do this year, and I'll hit them both at the same time. We're doing Moscow, Bankers, and Territorial for the center line rumble strips and painting, recessed painting, and that kind of stuff for this year. That was submitted quite a few years in the past. So this year we submitted for the 2026 projects, because that's what's out there, for basically for 6 intersections to have the stop signs upgraded to the LED lit stop signs. So it's 6 different intersections. One intersection has double stop signs. So there's actually like 14 of those signs that will hopefully get those. If they get approved, we'll get those installed. The only, I don't want to say downfall because they're good addition, is at any point after that if they get damaged or destroyed, we'll have to replace them. So.
You know what intersections those are yet, or?
I knew you were there.
Do you say 2026?
Yeah.
2 years away.
So it's in, I'll give you the township and the roads. So it's Cambria Township, Bear Lake Road at South Hillsdale. And I can print you a copy of this if you want. Hillsdale Township, Lake Wilson Road at Hallett Road. Pittsford Township is Squawfield Road at Waldron Road. Amboy Township is South Hillsdale Road at Territorial Road. Wright Township is Camden Road at Waldron Road, and that's the double stop sign. And then Camden Township, Mead Road at Territorial Road.
They definitely all need them.
So that's, and what we did, we went back to look at how many accidents were at those intersections, were there fatalities, were there serious injuries, and we tried to pick like the top, however many to keep us in a budget is right about 100,000, I think. And so that's what we've submitted, and we'll hear more.
I guess I'm
Later on.
surprised that we don't have in Amboy Township, M99 in Territorial
If
Road.
anything that connects to a state trunk line belongs to the state trunk line, we don't. Because we did have, originally, we had quite a few of those that are on like
Okay.
99, 127. We contacted MDOT and they're like, nope, anything, the stop sign and stop ahead that are on our roads coming up to their roads, they take care of. So that's all in them.
So then how long does it take them to get in action to do something? I mean, we had, before you came, I think this was actually when the prior manager was here, we talked about the intersection of M99 and Territorial Road because we had a double fatality there in the fall of, I think it was 21. And then in either sometime in 22 or early 23, we had another one that was, this guy, a miracle that he lived, because trucks are running that stop sign on Territorial Road and going across M99. And so, yeah, I mean, we've got some recent history there of 2 really bad accidents at that intersection.
Well, like I said, that does fall under MDOT. They have a whole criteria of things across the state as to what intersections they're addressing and what, so I really can't speak for them, but I can ask.
What about even the signage, even if we can't get blinking lights out there, what about signs that, you know, on Territorial Road on each side that say cross traffic does not stop? Do we gotta wait till the
That's
state?
still the state, anything that's in the state trunk lines right away, they own that, that's not like a right of way for us, they own that property. So anything that has to do with the state is kinda like coming up to a railroad track. The railroad has the priority or the responsibility when it comes to state trunk lines, they have.
State trunk line right away, what, 100 foot?
It depends, everyone's different, but
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
because of whether it's a 2-lane, 4-lane, 3-lane, yes, probably usually at least 100 foot as a minimum. I can bring it up to them just to see if it's on the radar, but it is their call. Now they do big packages of, like they were going down US 12 last year, redoing all the signs and everything, and so 127 might be another year, 99 might, that's just how they do everything across the state.
They contract that out.
All right, let's see, moving on. So that was the Moscow Bankers and Territorial, the ones we're doing this year, and that'll be center line rumble strips, and then they call it recessed wet paint for the edge line and also on the center line isn't recessed because that's gonna be where the rumble strips are, so it's kind of already recessed anyway. And then the edge line will be recessed, just wet paint. They're not the thermoplastic or nothing.
Now, what intersection, I'm sorry?
That's not, it's the entire road. It's
Yeah.
Moscow Road, Bankers Road,
Oh,
and Territorial
Okay,
Road.
alright, thank you.
This was a grant that was
Yeah.
applied
Yeah.
for probably at least 3 years ago
Yeah,
and approved
probably.
a couple of years ago.
And so that takes care of those. Let's see. As you probably know, we had our safety day on the 19th. So we had some training, everything from MISTIG to the state of Michigan to, we had numerous consumers, yeah. So they came in and did a whole day of training. Then on Monday, that was our last Friday for 5 days a week, work week. This week, on Monday, we switched to our 410s on the 22nd, and so we're now on 410 6 to 4, Monday through Thursday. Let's see, we've got a bid out for Sauk Trail, which is one of the roads in Somerset Township. So as soon as we get those bids back and see where they stand, that'll be opened next board meeting probably. Then we'll go from there to see where that comes in at and get that project done. We did stipulate in the bid that the work will be completed by, I believe it was 20 August. And so hopefully that gives them a timeline when they have to be done, get it done right about when school starts. But let's see, one of our big issues we got right now is our fuel pumps here in the main garage. We have 2 double diesel pumps and 1 double gas pump. two of the nozzles on the diesel pumps are now inoperative and they're so old they can't even get parts for them. So we're down to two pump, there's one nozzle on each pump that still works. So we're gonna have to look real quick at what we're gonna have to do to fix that. I've got a quote from Mercer, which are the ones that deal with our fuel pumps and everything, to replace the pumps and put in a card reader. It's about $50,000. So I still got.
We can't just replace the
Nope.
nozzle?
Those are so old. It's not necessarily the nozzle, it's just parts on the pump for those.
What if you need a whole new nozzle?
No, it's on the pump.
Oh, it's on the,
It's, but it affects that nozzle, so basically they're like, they've tried everywhere, they've pieced them together, they are old.
They're old.
So I've got, Joe looking into other options, everything from switching over to like a Pacific Pride system and let them come in and put pumps in, card readers, and then you could use their system nationwide actually, but we wouldn't need that. There is one Pacific Pride, in town right across from
Yes.
like the sheriff's department, that area that we could use. These pumps would be then on the Pacific Pride system, and I believe there's a few gas stations in town that'll take the Pacific Pride card,
Sure.
not just regular gas stations. So it gives options, even though I would still think we would have most everybody still fill up here, cause
sure.
we have the capability, most everybody's here, most of the time. There's other options, that he's looking into is one, how old the tanks are that are in the ground, how long are we expected them to last? And at a certain point, they are gonna be outdated, but he's gonna check to see where they fall right now. And if need be, I guess I would recommend that we go to an above ground tank. If once those in-ground tanks are obsolete or, can't use them anymore, I would think go above ground tank and be a whole lot less hassle.
How big are the tanks that are there? Anybody know?
I'd lie to you.
5,000, 10,000?
They're probably 10.
I think they're about 10.
I think they're 10 from what we've put in them.
I'm just looking at
Pacific
invoices
Pride.
for fuel, sometimes we get 9,000.
Install those
tanks.
tanks if we go to Pacific Pride?
Probably not. Pacific Pride is more of a system to account for the fuel. Mercer still does, like pretty much everybody's, maintenance on fuel pumps, that kind of thing. Mercer would probably oversee the transfer from an in-ground to an above ground or, whatever we need, but, what else did I have him doing? We talked about this on the phone the other day, but hit all them.
I think so.
So basically it's something that's gonna have to get fixed here fairly quick, but we got a little legwork to do before we make a decision or before I bring a proposal to you. I just wanted to let you know that.
I guess one of the questions I had was, will these pumps work with an underground system or above ground system? And you said yes, the
Yes,
pumps would
they
be the
should.
same.
We should make it
We
different.
still need them regardless if we have an underground system or above ground system.
So even if we replace the pumps now, no matter what happens with the tanks, they should work seamlessly with either or. So
If we get the card reader, that should make things a lot simpler.
that will help
Keep
the
track
accounting
of.
portion of it, cause yes.
And accountability and
We'll know where every dollar or every gallon goes.
who charged what out.
And even with this system for the 50,000, it's a card reader that it would be a standalone system for us. We could do the same thing at that point. And that comes with so many cards and so many, so many things for each vehicle. And so that would be part of that 50,000.
Each vehicle have a card.
Yep.
That's what we had him done.
So slowly getting better there, because right now they're still handwriting there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have to guess their.
And sometimes writing
Guess
isn't
what
the
they're
best. All right.
I'm surprised those
I don't
tanks, I
think they're
haven't been here that long.
Yeah.
Well, Joe seems to think these tanks were put in around 99.
Okay,
So,
so not when the place was built.
so it wasn't original when it was built,
Yeah,
but
okay,
it was still 25, 26 years old, easy. And
they're not a vault, or they're
I
not
couldn't-
double walled, or.
I couldn't tell you. I think there is the monitoring systems around it if there's a leak to detect any leaks, but that's about the existing of it.
Most everybody above ground now. That way you can monitor them.
So more to come on that, I just wanted to make you aware that's gonna be a significant bill that
Yeah.
we're gonna need to look at. The Stevens Pit, contract that you guys approved last year for them to store wood chips over the winter. They're asking if they can extend that for another 6 months. The original one said month to month, and it just expired. And so they're asking if they get another 6 months. They're not taking up any room that's costing us any issues, so I don't have an issue with it if you don't. They have sent a new contract there. If you're okay with it, I'll sign it and we'll keep going. It's still $800 a month that they're paying just to store the wood chip. As they're hauling them out, they're just not hauling them out as fast as what they thought they were gonna.
So what part of the county is this in?
It's in Somerset or Moscow.
Yeah,
It's right there where
Bundy Hill.
Bundy Hill, where Jerome Road meets
Okay,
12. It's right there.
I got you.
I see the pile the other.
Yeah,
day.
so, and they're whittling it away. You can see that it's gone. They've got a lock, a combination lock on the gate, then we've got the combination to it, so if we need in there, we can get in and out, they can get in and out.
So you need a motion on that?
I guess that wouldn't hurt, I guess, but
I would
So
move, okay.
to allow me to sign the contract again.
Support.
So I got Mike Parney and Kathy Schmidt.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
All right, again, just as a informational item, I won't be here next board meeting on the 9th. I will be at, the managers conference in Gaylord that day. So I can have Kevin sit in if need be, or. Let's see, the Frugal Five meeting, I've talked to a few of you on the Frugal Five and the Southeast Council. Frugal Five is, April 29th at 9:30 at the Kalamazoo County Road Commission of Kalamazoo County. Their new facility, and they're gonna take us all for a tour through that after the meeting and all that.
What time we leaving?
What's that?
What time we leaving?
Anytime you want. We need to be there by 9:30.
If we gotta be up at 9:30, we're gonna have to roll out of here at least by 8, probably.
I think 7.
Yeah,
An
I don't know
hour.
where it's at.
I think 8 would be fine.
It's an hour drive.
Kalamazoo?
Yeah.
Where is it at in Kalamazoo?
I can't get to Kalamazoo in an hour.
You don't drive 80.
I used to drive back and forth to Battle Creek. That took me an hour 10. And you're going to Kalamazoo?
And so
Oh.
I believe you said you weren't going?
No, I'm not going on the 29th. I won't be in town.
I'll go.
And you weren't going. Okay. So, and I thought it'd be the three of you, me, and Kevin. So I reserved for 5. If you need more or less, just let me know and I can
Somebody will have to walk.
make that.
I'm just planning on driving myself with my chores and stuff I have to do in the morning. I might be a few minutes late.
Okay.
Don't wanna hold the rest of you up.
I will send out an address as to their new location.
Well, it's not at the location that's listed in the road commission.
No,
book.
they just moved to a brand new
Brand new
facility
facility.
about a month ago.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're telling me this, because I assumed it
You
was,
went to the old one.
I went on Kilgore Road, that's where
You'd
the
have seen
old
a sign
was.
saying, we now are located at.
So, okay, so at this point, you,
I think it's on the announcement that I sent out, but I'll get the address to everybody.
okay.
Let's see, the Southeast Council is May 6th at 9 o'clock. We are hosting it. It'll be at the Lewis Emery Park. And so we'll meet there. And I mean, other than knowing who's coming, we're hosting it, so we're not too worried about the RSVPs. So that's when that one is.
And you said 9 a.m.?
Yes.
Alright.
That's usually coffee and donuts, and then the meeting will start like at 9:30 or something like that.
And then I did tell Karen that you were going.
Yes.
Mike Carney, Gary, Was, okay, I can't tell the BGs when I write BGs, I
I
gotta
know.
do last
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanna make
I
sure.
count on complaints. When they say BG,
I do the same thing. Alright, so anyway, let's see. I'm working with Asphalt Materials, they're gonna send a letter asking to extend their bid for this year. And they're holding the prices the same as they were for last year. And they'll be negotiating with us to give us some free emulsion to help with what failed for last year. As a minimum, they're gonna give us the emulsion to redo Bacon Road and at least our parking lot that we did. And we're gonna have some discussions on some of the others too. But,
So we know for sure it was the emulsion?
no.
No.
And that's the thing, we can't pinpoint any one thing, but they've always been a good partner, and if there's any kind of, issue, they try to make it right. They won't give us all of it back, because there's nothing saying it was the emulsion, but they are willing to, help. And,
Right.
we had this like 5-6 years ago, and they always.
yeah,
Did
they've
the
always,
same- they
I've
did
dealt
the
with them
same
for a
thing.
lot of years, they've always been really good and tried to make things right,
Yeah, we can't. pin it
even
on
when
a
it's not
stone or-
necessarily their issue.
You just can't tell.
Alright, let's see, that's one sticky.
Sticky.
Let's see, we are in the middle of doing interviews for the vacant administrative assistant position. We did some this week, we've got at least 1 or 2 next Tuesday, and then we'll hopefully make a decision and move on from there. We've also posted for seasonal labor positions, anything from mowers to patchers to flaggers to, we label them as laborers this year, not specifying
What it is.
tasks, and then we can use them for anything. If we get any of them that work for even an office environment, we've got a lot of scanning and paperwork and filing and stuff that I think we can use, and so we'll look at that too. The manager position is also posted. It'll be posted until the 2nd of May. At that point, I guess probably Katie will get with you as to who else applied, and we'll see where we go from there.
Are you applying?
Yes, I have applied.
Good.
But I will say, and I think I've talked to a couple of you, I've said that I would stay for another 3 years, but it's just my personal opinion. If we get some good applications and you get somebody that wants to be here for an extended time, that by all means, just take it. I mean, you're not gonna hurt my heart, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. If I need to stay to help, that's fine. If I need to stay for 3 years, that's fine, I don't care. But if there's somebody that's a good fit and wants to be here for an extended period of time, I would recommend that you take a serious look at it.
I would say I appreciate those comments from you, yeah.
Let's see, brine, we're looking to hopefully start our brine mid-May. They're out there scraping right now to try to just scrape up some of the holes. The graders are out there doing the best they can, but as you know, we've got 4 graders. Each grader basically gets 4 townships that they've got to try to do. So the trucks are out there in each township, scuffing things up to try to get the best that they can do with their trucks, but they can only cut so much. And then the graders will come along, and hopefully as soon as they're done with that, then we'll start with actually grading and getting them shaped up for the brine, hopefully mid-May, and then just continue.
And we're starting in northwest corner.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. We're still waiting on a couple of contracts that could make us either, skip a township or
No, the township.
they haven't given us the contract back yet. But we'll work on that, try to get them all done before we start.
Yeah, we certainly don't wanna wait.
No, we're not gonna
No.
wait on anybody, but if we have to skip over and maybe they
Yeah.
get done at the end, we'll,
Yeah.
or whenever we can fit them in, we'll have to do it that way. We're gonna also start trying to get some of the paving started in mid-May. So we'll probably start off with a couple of small things, and then the main one is gonna be Bankers Road, and it's gonna, right now we're looking at 3.08 miles that we're gonna have to do, and it's gonna take about 4,500 tons of asphalt. So basically, that's an overlay, and that's about the only way. There is no stopping point. I mean, if we stopped and started on that road, we'd get run through the ringer.
Are we gonna do that?
Our crews are gonna do that. They're looking at probably a couple weeks to get that one done, and
That's a lot of asphalt.
it's a lot of asphalt. And the original, I think a few months ago, I told you we had a whole list of all these paver patches. Well, because of this particular road, and it looks like Bankers, North Adams Road, and possibly Lilac is gonna eat up our year's budget of asphalt. We may not even be able to do Lilac. But we'll see how that falls and how it goes, how quick we can get it done, and that kind of stuff. But
So, going, just a question about Bankers. You said 3.08 miles?
yeah, it's basically from Abbott Road to the county line.
Okay, so from Abbott West?
Yes.
Okay. That was my concern, because I know the Reading Township people expressed their feelings that we needed to. you
We
know,
kicked around whether it needed to be Abbott or that half mile, and we're like, you know what,
Yeah,
we're doing 3 miles, you might as well kick it back down.
I think
And that's where
everybody will
the
be
bad part.
far happier that way
Yes.
than if we were to stop at Long Lake Road, for example.
And so then, if we get to it, the North Adams Road will go basically from Millens Road to the village limits. And that's another 3.15 miles. But that'll be more skip paving, traditional, it won't be a solid overlay. And when we're done with that, if we got time and money left over, Lilac is about 1.75 miles, from South Hillsdale to Cambria Road.
So you're looking at North Adams Road approximately the end of June?
Yeah, easy.
I'll let you know. when
And
I
then
get my
as
head.
soon as all those are done, they'll have to switch over and gear into the chip seal.
Yeah.
So I believe we'll chip seal a lot of what we did last year, plus these roads, with the exception of Bankers. I want to leave Bankers for a year at least, and then seal it after a year or so. Being it'll be an overlay, there won't be edges to fray up and stuff like that. So
How much overlay?
that is figured on a 2-inch depth on average. So that'll also take some gravel to fill the shoulders in.
Yeah.
And they've got the shoulder machine redesigned to hook onto the loader now. It used to go on a grader. The old grader could handle the heavier weight. The new graders can't. And so we
Is that right?
redesigned it to, it's all in the hydraulics on the
Yeah,
front, you
yeah.
know. So it is a heavy machine, but so we redesigned it. It's hooked onto the loader. They can do the same thing with the loader. Which I guess then brings me over to Lewis Emery Park. So we're kind of looking to do that. That's going to take, it depends on whether you want to do 1.5 inch or 2 inch. We got different tonnages for each one. And then at that point, it'll also have to have shoulders put on. So worst case scenario, I would think you may want to look at doing the 2 inch on the main drive, which is the widest drive and the most traffic. Everything else do, because then they're narrower roads, do 1.5 inch on that, and then just fill in all the shoulders with gravel. None of them should affect the water at all. Once we pave, the gravel isn't going to be so much that it's going to get into the wetlands or what.
So at the last meeting, you mentioned that would be about 52,000 1/4, would be about 52,000.
I didn't bring that figure with me, I got the tonnages, I can figure it out a bit.
Okay, well, that's what my.
It's gonna be,
It's
other
like
than,
but my understanding is that 208,000 for the whole project didn't include shoulders.
yes,
Did not.
It did
did
not.
not, that was just asphalt and layer.
Yes, so the shoulders, guesstimate, it was $10,000 to $15,000.
Yeah, if we figure 15, I think we'll be okay,
15, and
and
so,
then that'll split in half and then quartered.
right, so 225 is what I'm hearing.
Entire,
Yes,
probably.
225, so.
That ballpark, yes.
Thank you, guys.
And at that point, I think those roads will last for quite a while, and we need to turn them back over to the county. All right. Let's see.
So anyways, that number, a 1/4 of the 225 would be 56,250.
Okay.
I'm kind of saying that for Doug's benefit.
I'm here.
All right. Because the number we were talking was 52,000, so that went up.
Guesstimate about 75.
Pardon?
Well, you just don't like my humor today.
I'm trying to pay attention.
But
I got
it
a
should
lot-
be that ballpark.
I got a lot going on, just so you know.
But that was a rough estimate.
That's a rough
That's
estimate.
not too.
That's understood.
Okay.
We'll narrow it right down, just like we do any other township.
Definitely.
And we did talk about whether it could be done this year. It's a little tight, but if we got the approvals in time, we would try to get it done this year.
I did tell, Jackie Sullivan, supervisor for Hillsdale.
I was gonna say, it's the township.
And she was receptive to it.
So the conversation's been, we had the talk with the budget committee at the county. And they're supposed to get back with me before May 9th, which is our meeting, whether it's whether they'll fund it for this year or not. If they will fund it for this year, then I think Hillsdale Township follows on like the 14th. Is
Yes.
that correct, Mark? Yes.
Yes, it would
Okay.
be the 14th,
So then at that point, you could check with Hillsdale Township.
but I won't be here.
That's right, you're on vacation.
I'll be gone.
Alright.
And then hopefully we could then bring something to here for,
Are you gonna do
not on the 9th, I won't be
the
here.
14th?
Yes,
So you could stand in for me on the 14th?
yes.
At Hillsdale, yes, Doug?
Doug is-
So, I think in order to have this as an action item, they need to know ahead of time.
Correct,
I
yes.
could give Jackie a call.
Yeah, I think that,
And I'll do up a normal contract that we do for a township, and that's what it'll be, it's a normal contract with Hillsdale Township. It'll just show, like if it was a border road, 25%, 25% to
Right.
the county.
Right.
But other than that, it's gonna be a township
Contract.
agreement.
contract.
So, Mark, when are you leaving? You're gonna be here for the May 9th meeting?
No, I'll
You're
be
gonna
on
be
the
gone.
5th.
You're gonna be gone, so you're gonna have a hard time calling Jackie before her May 14th meeting.
So I can call her tonight.
Well, you can call her and give her a heads up. We don't know it's a go yet, because we
Right.
don't know it's gonna get funded from the county.
Right.
But you could give her a heads up that that's where we're heading.
Which I did, she
Okay.
called me on another
Okay.
matter, and I did give her a heads up
Okay.
at that time while I had her on the phone.
Okay,
So she,
Typically, I think as you get closer, that communication's gonna matter.
yes.
okay,
Okay.
alright. So I
When
think,
are you guys meeting with the commissioners?
we've already met with the commissioners. We're supposed to hear back from the budget committee.
The ball is currently in my court.
Yes, we're supposed to hear back from the budget committee before our May 9th meeting, whether it's a go or no go.
Would you know before the 5th?
Not
I don't
necessarily.
wanna say,
Yeah.
I've got some third Thursdays of next week to deal with.
The second and the third one.
The third Thursday of next week.
Well then.
So Bob, if we get a go from the county, you're on track to go to Hillsdale Township?
Sure.
You talk to them before their meeting and then
What
go to
day?
their meeting?
Oh, yes.
14th is their meeting day, is what I've been hearing.
They're-
May 14th.
Yeah, I'm looking at April 14th.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
the
need to
smaller
go to
numbers
May.
are up there. You guys
Well,
like
I
to
would-
see 'em.
I would be able to be there on the 13th or 14th.
The 14th is their meeting.
Okay, but if they wanted something earlier, I'd be back on the 13th from that conference.
Okay, I think Jackie needs to know if it's a go before that, so somebody needs to call Jackie. And I don't know if that, I guess I can call her if you give me a phone number. I know who Jackie is, but I don't have a phone number.
You know her?
I do know her.
Oh,
I mean, not close and personal, but I know Jackie Sullivan.
You guys don't go out for lunch or
No,
anything like
we
that?
don't do that, but.
I have her phone number if you need it.
Okay, so I need
I've got
Jackie
it.
Sullivan's
Oh,
phone number.
you got it right.
I've got it in my
Okay.
files, I don't have it in my phone.
I have it in my Rolodex.
And if you call and tell her whether it's a go or no go, if it's a
Yeah.
go and
Yeah.
she wants to meet on the
Yeah.
13th, so just
Okay.
to discuss things, I can. And then be there for the meeting on the 14th.
Alright.
Please give her a heads up before you all of a sudden give her go.
Well, that's,
Right.
Yeah.
and Mark's gonna do that before he leaves town, that he's gonna let her know that we're talking about it, we're gonna get a
Yeah.
no or go, no go, and that we will contact her when we know for sure. That, yes,
I can give her a call
yeah,
tonight.
yeah. And then you'll give me your number and we'll be at
320
320
5371.
5371. Must be
So now everybody got it.
There we go. 320-5371.
Yep,
Okay,
everybody
perfect.
on it.
It's gonna be in my phone here.
Online
after the meeting.
anyways.
What's that?
She's our Aflac provider, it's all online.
It's true.
Okay.
And being a township supervisor, she's in that book that the county clerk
That's
puts
where
out.
that's
So
where I
that's
have
all
her
public
at.
information.
I'm on the website, everybody has my number, it's
Right
okay.
here.
Yeah, okay,
Gotta
all
have
right,
that.
we'll see what happens.
All right, so back to, like I said, they're all out scraping right now, trying to shape everything up, and then we'll switch over to actually grading and shaping for the brine. We are planning to get the shoulder machine out and start working on some low shoulders, along with the crack seal machine to do some crack sealing on some of the newer paved roads that just got cracks. I sent Kevin and Joe to Truck and Trailer the other day to take a look at, they're about halfway through the builds on those 2 new trucks. And so we go through and look to make sure things are, you know, in the places we need, and, you know, they're designing it. And they pretty much, it's a cookie cutter, they do the same as all the rest of it that they've done, but, so they asked them to move a couple lines or stuff like that, but it looked like they were pretty good overall. And they didn't give them an exact date of,
These are the
When they'll be
ones that
done.
we previously ordered.
these were the ones that were ordered before I got here.
Yeah,
So they're still getting built at Truck and Trailer.
but they're ahead of schedule. Cause they
Well,
were supposed to be like a year and a half, weren't they?
They've moved up some.
Yeah.
From
I wouldn't
where-
call it ahead of schedule, but yes, they're, they look good though. Let's see. Safety. I guess the only other thing I got is, we still need to get some, I think, the pictures and bios from some of you. That we're still waiting on to put on the website and some of that. Just another out there to,
It wasn't, I needed a bio and then the multi-factor authentication for the emails. I need those set up.
yes.
Because the only people left are the commissioners except you.
Oh, well then,
Yours is set up.
you're done,
Mine's got a
There's-
target on it, doesn't it?
You already did.
you're good, it's
You
a
already
good target.
accomplished it.
How do you get this done?
He did it.
I don't know. Well, they've been
He
calling,
did what he was asked.
I will say, they've been calling me to set it up, and I've been dodging them because of tax season.
Well, I got
Yeah.
the email, but I didn't call them back yet.
I mean, they haven't called you, they've called me 3 times.
They
You
might
haven't
have.
got a phone call yet because you still haven't logged into your email. So
Your email's
we will
not
have to
active.
figure out this email thing because we have to.
Everybody's going electronic. That's a problem.
And so a lot of this IT stuff is actually also part of the
Audit.
audit. The auditors have given us a whole list of questions and things that we have to reply back to just to validate that we've got solid IT.
And the multi-factor
Processes.
authentication is also with our McChrysip, with our insurance
Oh, yeah.
also.
Okay, so my question for board members, why do we need the additional yeah, that word. Because we're not actually in your system.
No.
We are accessing email with our own system.
Yeah, so if someone else, found out your email address and your password and they try to do it off a computer and not your phone, this will be like, all right, we'll send a code to your phone and then you have to put it in, it's just a part of security.
Okay, so again, my question is, I mean, I guess I'm gonna ask another question. Everything we do is open to the public, so why does it matter if they get into my email? My Hillsdale County email.
Let me call McChrysip, our
Okay.
insurance provider, and I guess I'll
Right,
find that out,
right.
because,
Because somebody could, actually, part of it is, somebody could get into your email, open it up, and send me a
From me
attachment
that it looked like.
from you, and
Okay.
I've got an attachment from you, and I open it up, and then
Okay,
it affects the
okay,
entire.
yeah, you're right
You're
there,
getting
okay,
into the,
yeah,
So
you're
it's
right.
not necessarily the email
Yep,
address,
yep.
it's what it
the
can do.
malware.
Yes, I get that, okay, all right, I gotta,
okay.
And then
I was
we
on-
gotta get it done.
The
That's
insurance company's asking for it.
that's every 6 months that we
Well,
have to
I have it
update.
set up with our, I guess, I can talk to you guys after this with all the details, so
Okay,
it's,
yeah, do that.
Other than that, I've got one issue that I went and took a look at yesterday, that a resident is wanting the speed limit changed on North Adams Road, at where it goes around,
Half Moon Lake.
Half Moon Lake, and hidden driveway sign. So I went and looked at it, and as far as I can see, it doesn't need a speed limit. It's got a 45 suggested sign on the curb.
On the curb, yeah.
I set my cruise at 55 and drove through it. You can drive through it at 55. I would slow down, but just like the suggested. But I don't see where we need to get into reducing speed limits in front of individuals' houses or curbs or
Right.
anything
That'd be a
like that.
never-ending job.
It would be. Now as far as the hidden drive, there is one drive that's in the middle of those two curves that I don't like putting those out, and I think just like we did the Amish signs, if they pay for them, because they're not regulatory signs, I guess I wouldn't be opposed to putting one there, because there is one that's very,
Is it
very short. When you come around that first curve, it's like right there.
Is it a new drive?
No?
No, it's been there a long time.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Well, my point is, I drove that road a lot when my kids were in school, because we usually would go in the back way.
Yep.
And so I was just finding out if this was somebody that recently, new house, new driveway, or if it's been there.
No, it's been there.
Okay.
It might be a different owner though.
Well,
I think it is. This owner has now bought, I guess, about 40 acres around the lake there, which encompasses all that. And their drive comes out, and that's where he's wanting the speed reduced, because he feels that people are coming through too fast and they can't get out of the driveway safe. But he also owns that other house that has a short little driveway right there in between those two curves, and he was asking about that one too.
Okay.
So I did go out and look at it, and like I said, I was expecting maybe to show up today, because he said he might, but I don't really see the issue of changing the speed limit. He's using the governor's new thing where she's basically trying to take the state police portion out of it, because that takes so long, they're so backlogged, they can't get to all the speed studies and everything. And so it's giving it, I don't say all of it, and I don't know if he understands it, but it's giving some ease. It's easier for a municipality to ask for and do a speed change without waiting on the state police to do their thing. Still gotta go by the 85th percentile, and a lot of the criteria is still there, but it allows the local municipalities to do it. So as a minimum, I'm gonna ask him to go to the township, and if the township doesn't even elect to entertain the idea of reducing the speed limit there, then I don't think we need to look at it either. But
So is
Wanted to
that,
let
is
you know.
that the governor's another unfunded mandate?
Yeah, probably.
She's pushing down on us instead of her state police force doing their job?
But
The flip
it
side of
does
that
give
is,
us the freedom of where it needs to be.
Right,
We can work with the township or the
Right.
village or whatever
Right.
to
Right.
actually do it a little easier.
Yeah.
Not that we wanna, every resident wants to slow the vehicles down in front of their house.
I see you out there yesterday. I wondered what you were up to. I had to slow down for you.
Let's see, we're pretty much done with the Ranger Power, which is the
Solar.
solar thing, other than I'm working with the Chris lawyers on, they've got a letter of, how's that described, like a,
letter of understanding.
no, it's like for a $2,500 or $250,000 like
Bond?
letter of credit, not a bond, but it's like a letter of credit where if we need to go back on it for something that's sitting there. So I've got Marissa going through what they sent us, and I don't know if that'll get done today or probably next week, and that should pretty much wrap up our portion of what we need to do with Ranger Power. And
So what is it now? A letter, not a letter.
A bond?
A bond?
well, I've got it sitting over there on my desk. It's called a,
Like a performance bond? Uh-oh, we're getting the official out now.
a letter of credit. And so basically, we put in, we got certain areas we gotta fill in, and it's for $250,000. And that was kinda in the contract or the road agreement that we signed that they would do this. So now we're just going through making sure all the legal T's are crossed and I's are dotted on this.
That's if they accidentally tear up one of the roads,
Yep.
it will be
Yep.
covered.
Even though 250,000 won't get you
Right.
very far, but.
Get you half,
No?
get a half mile.
Get a half mile out of them, they redo it. Other than that, I believe that's all I've got for you.
Can I ask one quick question before you go, Gary? What about, Mock Road and Mills Road?
Millens was the shoulders that you're talking about, or?
Off of Mock Road at Mellons, it's, west of Mellons, there's water accumulating and coming across Mellons. So I don't know if it's a shoulder issue or a tube issue.
I didn't get to that one
Oh,
yet.
you did not get to that one, okay, all right. Again, there's still water sitting there, so. And there's dirt coming across Mellons because of it.
It's washing the road.
Is there a tube there?
Like I said, I don't know
Just
Okay.
plugged
There's a cross tube under Mock Road,
at that intersection.
at Millens?
bringing the water from Mellon south.
Okay, I mean, that's one I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get to.
yeah, because I know it's a deep ditch north of Mock Road.
I know what you're
Along
talking
there.
about, because the other day we got a half-inch of rain in 2 minutes.
But what I'm saying is I've been driving that road for 31 years and I've not
Never
seen the
seen
kind of water that I've
That's
seen this spring,
That tube plugged in.
Probably the tube's plugged.
so,
And if that's the case, we can get the jet truck out there and just jet it and
Right.
hopefully,
Don't have to do any digging.
and I
hopefully we don't have to replace the tube. If the tube failed,
Right.
we'll have to do that, but.
And I do know that gravel road, being Mock Road, you know, that there's been potholes and stuff there, and that might be part of that water issue, so, anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so bridges. So where are we on the territorial road bridges?
Territorial is still on track. They're having their normal weekly meetings. They're still saying the end of June. And there hasn't been any hiccups since the whole easement thing with the Boy Scouts. And that really didn't slow anything down on the bridges. That was just more of grading on the outside of the guardrail.
So the easement issue for that one property owner, has that been resolved?
I haven't got the final cost, but I guess they're looking in the